All right, so this knife thoughts video is going to be an overview of this knife, and this is the Great Eastern Cutlery Tidioute Cutlery number 152121. So it's the number 15 pattern with a spear point blade, only one blade, and made in 2021 in Cocobolo wood. And I've just resigned myself to probably not saying that correctly, not pronouncing that correctly, but it's the number 15 Huckleberry boy's knife. So this is the non-Barlow version of this pattern. There's a couple, different variations that GEC has made over the years, but this is kind of like the normal version. It's just a simple single-bladed jackknife. As you can see, it has 1095 carbon steel, and it is about 3.5 inches closed. So let's open it up. Does come with a pin, as you can see, and one nice thing on that pin is that it has the 21 for the year, and comes in the wax paper that GEC's always come in, and here it is. So just like the most of the other knives on this run of 15s, it has a spear point blade with a long pull opening rather than a nail nick, and a cut swedge here. Now the other version that has been made so far is the Barlow, the TC Barlow, and the TC Barlow is the Tidioute Cutlery Barlow that Great Eastern Cutlery makes, and often done as a special factory order for Charlie Campagna. But this particular version with the rough sawn Osage wood covers, as well as the rose gold acrylic and glitter gold acrylic, and smooth autumn gold bone, I believe it is, were not made as a special factory order for Charlie Campagna. So these were normal runs. But that's the Barlow version with the elongated bolster, and this is the normal version with the kind of just normal size bolster. Now, I got one of these because all of the pictures, the in-production pictures of these, seem to show that GEC really got a nice batch of wood for this run of knives. And it's very much the case. I got a nice one here. I got this from DLT Trading. I buy from them every now and then. I'm on their email list and everything. But I was able to get one of these, and it's a very nice example. You can see it has very well matching grain across the show side or mark side and pile side, and really nice grain in both of those covers. Some darker lines in there, some kind of caramel color, and then even some lighter color there, and just really good looking. I really like the look of this knife for sure. It's very classic looking, I would say. It is simple though. Also, it doesn't have a shield, which I certainly don't mind. Some shields are really cool, but I don't mind it not having a shield. I think it just makes it look very minimalist and like I say, classic. Now, it's built very well. It has nice smooth opening. I didn't put any oil on it or anything like that yet, and it opens very smoothly. No blade play at all, and snaps to half stop and closed. Now, like the other knives on this run that I've had, the spring does sit a little bit high at full open, which you can see there. A little bit more than I feel other runs of GEC knives have. So I'm not sure why that seems so prevalent across this run, but it does. The tip sits not proud, but a little close to it for my taste. I'm not sure if this is going to be a user or not, but if it is, I would probably drop the kick a little bit on it. But it's not actually proud. It's not, the tip is not actually above the covers. It's just pretty close to it there. No gaps on this one, which is really nice. Some of the TCs from this run that I've seen and have, this one doesn't, but some of them have had some slight gaps. But this one really is a well-made knife, well-centered also. As you can see, no etch on this either. So that also, I think, contributes to the kind of vintage or classic look that it has. And just a really pretty knife. It's very light also. You can actually feel the difference. And this, some people might dispute my ability to feel the difference, but I feel like I can actually feel a very slight difference in weight between, this version with wood and the smaller bolster, and this version with wood and the larger bolster. So whether or not that's true, I'm not sure. I might be imagining it, but I do think that I can feel a difference there. And just a really classic little knife. Now, this knife after shipping cost me about $84. So, a little bit more expensive than even some of the TCs were from different dealers. But right now, dealers are kind of, I think, feeling out different pricing, models or kind of how they're doing their pricing. And so I'm not sure if we're going to have kind of across the board pricing on GEC knives like we did for a while at least, or at least most of the dealers would have very similar prices. Still, I think a really good value at that price, about $84, because you're getting, a very nice wood covers and a really well-made knife made in the United States by a small company here in Pennsylvania. So, really nice little knife. Like I say, I really am happy with this Cocobolo. Here is my only other knife in Cocobolo, which is the number 44 Buffalo Jack. And it's not that it's not a bad looking knife by any means, but you can see just a huge difference. This Cocobolo almost looks closer to ebony than this does to what you see, a lot of the times for Cocobolo. There's a little bit of, color variation and grain in this knife, but it's a little tough to see because it's so dark, and it's very easy to see on this one, obviously. So I do definitely prefer this Cocobolo over this Cocobolo. And I think if you're able to get one of these, not all dealers, I believe, have dropped these yet. I think that there will be more made available from dealers. So if you like wood covers and like this very light and grainy Cocobolo, definitely try to get in on one. As always, check out my other videos. I've got lots of videos on other 15s, particularly from this run, the TC Barlows that have come out so far, as well as lots of other videos on other knives and knife-related topics. At my website, knifethoughts.com, I have articles on knives like this and knife-related topics, and I'm also on social media at Knife Thoughts. And last but not least, as always, don't forget to go out and do good.